I just read this morning about a really interesting study that's coming out in the journal Psychological Bulletin, and it was done by researchers at the University of Buffalo School of Management. And they compiled 31 years of research into narcissism with almost 500,000 participants. And they've determined that on average, men are more narcissistic than women. The quote is, "Narcissism is associated with various interpersonal dysfunctions, including an inability to maintain healthy long-term relationships, unethical behavior, and aggression." That's according to the lead author, Emily Grijalva, PhD, assistant professor of organization and human resources at the University of Buffalo School of Management. They also went on to say, at the same time, narcissism is shown to boost self-esteem, boost emotional stability, and the tendency to emerge as a leader. By examining gender differences in narcissism, we may be able to explain gender disparities in these important outcomes. This is so interesting because the initial reaction online has been from so-called men's rights activists to absolutely flip out without realizing that the study, while saying that men appear to be more narcissistic, also points to narcissism as a reason for which there may be more men in positions of power that would not be connected to sexism. So I think a lot of the men's rights activists and anti-feminists are not actually realizing the point that this makes. Now, the biggest issue I have with the study is that some are jumping right away and saying, well, there's a causal relationship here, right? Men are somehow genetically or inherently more narcissistic. But I want to present a different idea. What about the fact that boys from a young age in the United States, generally by media and by society, with the exception of some parents, are more often socialized to hide feelings, to be strong, to appear unaffected by strife or conflict or trauma than girls? And we could easily imagine how that type of conditioning as kids would lead to a kind of a blowback effect of being more narcissistic as adults, because remember that the study only looked at adults. So for those who are criticizing the study by saying, hey, it's saying that men are inherently more narcissistic, let's remember that correlation and causation are different things, and we actually may have environmental or cultural factors that are leading to this. But at the same time, the feminist movement should be aware of the fact that there's another interesting argument being made here, which is if narcissism is connected with increased self-esteem, more comfort in a leadership position and whatever, there could be, and I'm not making this argument, let me make this clear, I'm not making this argument. I'm saying that there is a discussion to be had about what this would suggest if true, that we could see gender disparities in certain types of positions because of male narcissism. I will leave it there. We're hoping to get some of the people involved in this study on the show and we can discuss this further. But I think a lot of people in reading this study on both sides, on the self-described feminist side, on the self-described described men's rights movement side, and just people who are reading it are missing some of the important elements here.